The first time I saw them again was at the will reading. 8 years of silence, and suddenly they walked in like they belonged. Mother's perfume lingered too sweet, too practiced. Father's handshake was firm, but his eyes darted, scanning the room for assets, not affection. I didn't greet them, I just watched. The hook, inciting betrayal. The lawyer's office was dim, oak-paneled, thick with the scent of leather and dust. I sat alone at the long table, my uncle's silver pen resting before me like a relic. The door creaked. They entered, smiling. "We're your guardians," Mother announced, voice dripping with a sugary pride that reeked of lies. Father nodded quickly, adding, "We're here for you." Guardians? 8 years ago, they abandoned me, left me on my uncle's doorstep with nothing but a suitcase and a whispered apology that wasn't meant for me. It was meant for their guilt. They called it temporary. It became permanent. Backstory: the cut that never healed. I was 15. I remember standing in the rain, suitcase in hand, when my uncle opened the door. He looked at me, then at them, and without a word, he stepped aside. He gave me shelter, books, discipline, and, above all, dignity. They never came back. Not a letter, not a call. Only silence. A silence I grew into like armor. Uncle became everything they weren't. Steady, loyal, proud. He watched me graduate. He raised his glass at my scholarship dinner. He never once made me feel like a burden. So when the cancer took him, I grieved like a son. When the will revealed he had left me his mansion and $3 million, I cried with both gratitude and loneliness. And when my parents suddenly appeared at the reading, claiming guardianship, I didn't cry. I sharpened. Discovery: the rot behind their smile. I noticed it immediately. The glances they exchanged, quick and nervous. The way they avoided my eyes but stared at the lawyer's briefcase. They weren't here for me. They were here for it. Later that night, I overheard them whispering in the corridor outside the house. Mother hissed, "We need to get control before he realizes what he has." Father replied, "We'll play the caring parent role. The lawyer doesn't need to know." It wasn't shock I felt, it was clarity. They thought I was still the abandoned child waiting for scraps of affection. But I wasn't that boy anymore. I was my uncle's heir. Shift: the calculated plan. I didn't confront them. Confrontation is messy, emotional. They would expect anger. They would expect shouting. Instead, I gave them what they wanted: warmth. I invited them to dinner in the grand dining hall. I let them sip from my uncle's crystal glasses, laugh too loudly under his chandeliers. I let them believe their performance was working. Meanwhile, I met with my uncle's lawyer in secret. Guardianship was a dead claim. They had relinquished all rights the day they abandoned me. He had the documents. He had the dates. Together, we rewrote the play. Execution: the strings pulled tight. The day of the official will reading arrived. The table was long, polished, reflecting the tension in the room. My parents sat across from me, their fake smiles wider, almost triumphant. The lawyer began, "The late Mr. Caldwell leaves his entire estate, including the residence and assets amounting to $3 million, solely to his nephew." Mother gasped theatrically. Father leaned forward, voice calm but sharp. "As his parents, we're the legal guardians. The estate belongs under our supervision until he's mature enough." Their lawyerless confidence was almost laughable. They didn't know what was coming. My lawyer adjusted his glasses and slid a folder across the table. "Actually, Mr. and Mrs. Caldwell, your guardianship was legally terminated 8 years ago when you abandoned custody. Court documents, signatures, dates. Everything filed and binding." Their faces drained of color. Mother's lips trembled. Father's jaw locked. "Abandoned?" she whispered. I met her eyes for the first time. That's the word the court used, not me. Climax. The fall. They tried to recover. Father stammered, We were under stress, financial troubles." Mother reached for my hand, her voice trembling. "We never stopped loving you. Please, you must believe that." I pulled my hand back slowly. Love doesn't vanish for 8 years and suddenly reappear with a price tag. The silence that followed was suffocating. The lawyer cleared his throat. "To be clear, you have no legal claim. The estate is solely in his control." Every word was a nail in their coffin. They came for riches and found themselves stripped bare, exposed as deserters in front of the very child they abandoned. Resolution, my quiet victory. They left without another word. Mother's perfume lingered behind, sour now, tainted with defeat. Father couldn't meet my eyes. I stood at the window of my uncle's mansion that night, the city lights flickering below like scattered embers. Did I feel pity? No. They.